we have a box of fruit, apples and pears. And there are twice as many apples as pears, so I'm going to say that there are x pears and 2x apples. Now, which of the following statements is always true? So I'm going to just try and make arguments of why it doesn't have to be true and rule these out. So Chris took at least one pear. Well, we could have had Chris taking all the apples, 2x apples, and 0 pears. So he doesn't have to have taken any pears at all. Chris took twice as many apples as pears. Again, he could take all the apples and no pears, so that's not twice as many, so that doesn't have to be true. Chris took twice as many apples as Lily. He could take all of the apples, and then Lily would take no apples, so that's not twice as many. So that one doesn't have to be true. Chris took as many apples as Lily took pears. So if Chris took all the apples and Lily took the rest of the pears, that wouldn't be the same amount. So by deduction, it has to be E. Chris took as many pears as Lily took apples. I'm just going to look into this in a little bit more detail. So let's look at Chris and Lily, the number of apples and the number of pears. So if Chris, again, I keep doing this, but 2x apples and 0 pears, then Lily would take 0 apples and x pears. So you can see that Chris took as many pears as Lily took apples because they're both 0. So let's imagine now that Chris took 1 pear, then it must be that he took 2x minus 1 apples. So that would mean that there are x minus 1 pears for Lily, and she must have taken 1 apple. So it works there. And the most general one now, what if Chris took 2x minus y apples? Then he must have taken y pears, which means there would be x minus y pears left for Lily, and she must have taken y apples. So this, this kind of proves most generally that statement E must always be true.